looks like we're good. So, hey Darlene, again, thanks for being here. For everyone else, so it is Thursday, August 6th, and today I'm going to do my August workshop for you. So if you're here, say hi like Darlene did. If you're here on replay, do the hashtag replay. And let me show you 2 swaps and we'll get to it. So this first one came from a friend of mine. Our theme was to use stuff from the new catalog, like the holiday catalog. So this is so cute. She used the Stitch So Sweetly dies and paired them up. And then there's, I don't know if this shows, but there's Winkastella on that little snowman guy. He is really sparkly. Sadly, Frosty's first Cocoa turned out to be his last. Funny. So that's cute. And then this next card I got from a friend Lori. I love this little octopus guy with the bow tie. And she is a fan of coloring, so she colors everything. I love this guy. And these are some papers that were from Celebration a couple years ago. But I love these colors. It's Island Indigo. And I'm pretty sure Summer Starfruit and Tangelo Twist, maybe? I'm not sure, but I like them. And that guy's cute. I don't know what company he's from, but love it. And then one more thing I want to show you, which is funny. So my mom sent me this last week. And she had a little note like, oh, you know, remember all this? So years ago, this is from January 2005, I used to type up a newsletter every month and like print it out, and I would stamp something on it and have my class information and, you know, just stuff that was going on with me. And I used to mail that out in the regular mail every month. That got to be too much though, and then I had to move to email, but I thought that was funny. She found this in her pile. She's cleaning stuff out, so too funny. All right, on to business. So, like I said, we're gonna do August workshop. Now, my theme for this month was kind of Maryland end of summer, because that's where I am, is Maryland. And our first card, I'm going to use the Whale Done set. I've been doing a lot with this, you know, it's because I've been designing for my class, but it's just, I like it. I like fun little things. So our colors, we're going to use Mango Melody, Magenta Madness, and Bermuda Bay. Okay, I feel like I've got everything cluttered right around me. So here's the card we're making. And I picked jellyfish because if you are from the East Coast, you know July and August are jellyfish month. The beach, nice and warm, and the warm water means jellyfish. So I can't tell. It looks like my comments are not updating. Let me see. Maybe that's just because nobody's commenting. We'll see. So somebody that's here, I see 6 eyeballs. Somebody say hey, and I'll see if it comes up in my comment. But I'm going to keep rolling with this. All right, so colors, yeah, magenta, mango, Bermuda Bay. Now this, I'm going to use a different black today. Usually I've been using the Catherine Pooler, but Gail has convinced me. I got this Versafine a couple months ago, and I like it. It's just, you have to let it dry for a little bit. So I'm going to stamp the greeting first. And then we're going to use these sequins, which this is the free gift this month if you use the Hostess Code by the end of, by the 29th. I know that's not totally the end of the month, but that's where I'm cutting it off. So these are Artistry Blooms. They're self-adhesive sequins, and I really like that they don't have the holes. So, I mean, they're self-adhesive anyway, but, you know, I don't like the glue popping up. But so they come in, I had to write the colors on the back. Calypso Coral. Let me hold this over the white. Maybe that'll show. Calypso Coral. Hey, Gail. So it is working. Okay. I didn't think my comments were rolling up because I didn't see anything. So this one is Coastal Cabana. I don't know if you guys can see that. Rich Razzleberry, which, you know, looks like a dark pink. It doesn't really look purplish. I like it. And then the last one is the Mango Melody. So coincidentally, I'm going to use those on most everything we do today, since that is the gift for this month. So I don't like jellyfish in real life because, you know, they sting and they hurt, but I like these stamps are pretty. All right, so let me bring our stuff in. So our Make and Take kit today, we're going to have thick Whisper White for the base. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and fold that. And as I said, I'm going to stamp the greeting first and put that off to the side to dry, because using that VersaFine, that needs some drying time. Then I've got a base of 5 1/4 by 4. Notice that is not peeking out though on the edges, and you'll see that in just a sec. Once we get stamping, yeah, I have cluttered everything right around me. All right, I've got 3 panels. These are 4 by 1 3/4. Now this is measured because they will cover this 5 1/4 piece exactly right. And that gives us stability and a place to stick our panels to. Okay, let's get to those later. So let's start with the greeting. This piece is cut out of the Tasteful Labels dies. Like I said, we're going to use the VersaFine pigment ink. So it will need a minute or a few to dry. So stamp, stamp, stamp. It is a nice, sorry, a nice dark crisp black though. Okay, ooh, yeah. See, so that really is pretty. Nice and dark, very crisp. All right, let me put that away. And of course I forgot to spray my cleaner pad. So let me do that real quick. Yeah, they just announced that the Maryland State Fair is canceled. That is usually, hey Sue, that's usually at the end of July too. So, boo, but what are you gonna do? All right, so like I said, jellyfish, not my favorite thing as far as the ocean. I really don't like going to the ocean much anyway, like actually in the water. It's all sandy in the bathing suit, and then there's that whole bathing suit bit. Ugh. All right, Mango Melody. And I'm gonna have these like all going the same direction. I didn't do that necessarily on my sample one, and I wish I had, because I like the uniformness of it all. So there's our mango. And I think I'm done with that. So I'm gonna put that away. And then we'll do, I mean, that was magenta, magenta, magenta. This is mango. All right, so I want these going in the same direction, but maybe not the exact same spots. Neat. And I'm kind of filling this up. And if you really don't like these guys, you could do like seahorses or the fish, something, or not even any sea life. But the idea here is 3 panels, same thing, just different colors. And then our last color will be the Bermuda Bay, which I may need to re-ink later. I just realized it's perhaps not as dark as it could be. And I did some sponging with it too for one of the other things. And that seems to really soak it up. All right, I need this for later, this ink. Let's put them right in here. All right, clean this guy off. And I'm pretty sure I am gonna need him again. Okay, so now we're just gonna tape these. I'm gonna run tape all across this piece. And like I said, this piece is 4 by 5 1/4. Then I'm going to give it one more there. All over. All the tapes. Okay, now we're just going to line this up. I'm going to turn this corner to corner. That looks straight. Okay, press it down. Then we're going to butt this next one up to this edge. And it should just slide right here in place. Yep, good. And then the third one. Same thing. Perfect. Ugh, now I just pick it up. So yeah, taping it to this, and then if you wanted to trim this down for any reason, you could, but I like it just like this. And then we're gonna mount this, put some white ribbon around it, and then pop it up. And things are falling. All right, I need my dimensionals. And, oh, I'm like, where did I put my white ribbon? All right, now this is not necessarily current white ribbon, but use whatever you have. And all I'm doing is tying this in a knot. So I measure about there. Seems like every catalog they change like the staple ribbons. I guess I'm lucky they still have the satiny ones with the gold and silver edges. But I get tired of buying white ribbon, and you know, you can color it make it any color you want with the Stampin' Blends. All right, I think I had it tied about here. All right. Now this is not, it's pulled tight enough, but it seems to me just a little bit loose. I'm gonna put a glue dot right under there. And if I could find, oh, right here, okay. Now normally I would do, you know, put the glue dot right on the paper. Oops, where did that go? Oh my God. All right, let me try to pry it. Okay, just to hold that in place. I hope I can find that later. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna trim. Now I am gonna mount this to our card base first, and then I'm gonna go and add the grading. But I thought this is a quick little, a quick card too. I mean, cutting the panels is not hard at all. 1 3/4, that's an easy size to remember. And then that it lines up right on the base piece, the 5 1/4 by 4. Easy, easy. All right, let's peel these up. I don't know if you guys can hear that our neighbors have a peacock and a crows, like all the time. Okay. Oh man, look at that. I got schmutz on there. I'm gonna make that the back. Ugh. Nope, I don't like that, but it's happening. Okay. Whew. All right, now this should be dry. I'm always leery. Yep, okay. So I do like that, but you do really need to let that sit for a few minutes. And again, that's the VersaFine Onyx Black. And I think I got this like from Simon Says Stamp or something like that. Okay. Once I will put that there. Neat. All right, now let's add some of the sequins because I think they really make it. So, like I said, we've got Rich Raspberry, which I'm going to use the Rich Raspberry because it is pinky looking. It's not purplish. So I take a big one. Let's put a big one there. And let's see, I've got Calypso and Mango. So we'll use Mango. I did a little one. Oops, this sucker's gonna get away from me. Over here. And then Coastal Cabana. Let's do a little one. like right there. Neat. So I like it. What do you think about these colors? And like I said, if you don't like jellyfish, you know, do something else. But cool. So thumbs up if you like it, or heart, that would be good too. I need one sip of coffee. Oh, you guys are funny. Awesome, thank you. Okay, so next up, hey Kathy, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Next up, I do like to do 3D things, and I like to make little pizza boxes. This actually is a pizza box pattern. It's just taller than you would expect. So we will start with the, let's see, we're gonna use these colors. Calypso Coral is the base, Daffodil Delight, Bermuda Bay again, and then we're gonna throw in some Sahara Sand. And again, I will use the VersaFine Black. So I'm actually gonna make the tag bit first, because this, I'm using the VersaFine again, and I want it to set off to the side and dry. But when we make the box, then I'm gonna show you what goes inside, because it is, I did make the measurements specifically for this thing. All right, so I've got our pieces cut. This came from the stitched shapes, and then the layering ovals. All right, and I'm going to use, the greeting is from Fancy Phrases, which I have been using this little bit a lot, a little something just for you. And then we're gonna bring out old favorite, Waterfront. Excuse me. All right, now I've got my pieces mounted. So I started kind of in the middle with the Calypso Coral. And that was just a judgment call to see like how much, you know, I wanted room for the palm trees. All right, and these of course are stuck together from the other day. So that one I used in the daffodil. So we're just, now you could take this and just use sponge, just sponge the colors if you wanted. So kind of like right there. And I did go again like second generation, but I ended up flipping it around and doing it again. Like so it's a little bit darker. There we go. That looks really dark. Don't worry, it's gonna lighten up when it dries. Trust me. All right, I need to clean this. And next we will do Daffodil Delight. So this is, you know, just creating a sunrise. Like I said, you could do the same thing if you had sponge daubers, because you could just, you know, smear the color. So I like that, how it's still got some of the white bits. So that I'm gonna call done. I'm just gonna put these away as I go, make my pile of stamps behind. Now we'll add the water. Again, Bermuda Bay. This over here. So I used this one for, you know, it could be mountains, and then you flip it around and it could be water. So that's how we're using it today. And I think, I can't remember, I think I used this on Rich Raspberry, and that's what made it so pink. See, I definitely do need to re-ink my Bermuda Bay. All right, I just want to put it here. So I want to leave this area over here for some sand. Yep, good enough. I like it. And I might need the Bermuda Bay later, so I'm going to just put that there. Sahara Sand. So now I just flip this upside down, and I'm going to do the Sahara this way. And I'm actually going to do it a couple times. Because see this little white spot there? I want that to have sand, so I'm just flipping this thing around a couple of times, just enough to fill in those gaps. Okay, good, that's all I want. This kind of gives you like a watercolor, you know, it looks watercolory, not painted. All right, where's the black? So I did the words first. A little something just for you. That should fit right over here. Nice. See how nice and dark that is? And when you clean it, it does come off of your rubber stamps. We'll find out for the clear. I think it comes off for the clear too. Pretty much. Yeah, it looks like it. All right, so words, and then we'll add our palm trees. And I'm gonna go off the side a little, or off the edge, just a teensy bit. Yeah, that mostly comes off. All right, and then we'll add the tops. And I like that you can see through these. Nice. Although I didn't mean to stamp right over that G, but that's what happened. Okay, so I'm gonna set this off to the side because I don't know if you can see how wet that really is. Does it come in if I put it at an angle? Yeah. So I'm not even gonna attach it. I'm just gonna put this whole thing over here. Okay. Now I do have to move my iPad a little bit, make some room. So for this box, we need a half a sheet of cardstock. So 5.5 by 8.5. And I will post the measurements on the video when I do it to YouTube. And you know, I should put the measurements on my blog too, right? I mean, it's easy. So this is just scribbly scrabbly to show you. This is how I design a pizza box. Because the cutting is the same. I mean, the diagram of it. It's just the measurements are different. So I actually started over here because I thought I wanted something that was 2 by 2 3/4, and that's what is going inside. That's where I got the measurement. Because I took this and I was like, yep, that's about 2 and 2 3/4, and then less than an inch. So that's where I started with that, and then when I did all the math, my paper would have been 4 by 8.5, and I was like, let's make it so it's 5.5 by 8.5, because that's an easier number. So I'll put these measurements up, but for now, you're just gonna have to trust me that it all works out. All right, let me get my scoreboard. So across the long side, we're gonna go 1 1/4, and then 3 5/8, 4 7/8, and 7 1/4. Okay, and then flip it, and the short side, 1 1/4, and 4 1/4. Oops, slipped off track there with that. So basically, like, all the sides are 1 1/4, and then this is 1 1/4, this is 1 1/4, 1 1/4. That may make more sense when I go to put it together. Oh, so you should totally do a pizza box tomorrow. I would love to see it. I love this just because it's one piece and you just fold it up, you know, so you don't have to do a separate lid. But, you know, I like those boxes too with separate lids. Okay, now the cutting part, so we want to, actually I gotta flip it over. So we want to cut our side flaps. We want this to be straight and then angle it a little bit. Because this flap we're gonna see on the side. All right, and then here, it's hard to tell where my side is, and I know you guys can't see it, and then I'm just gonna make a little mark in there. So that tab is gonna get folded up, and again, same with here, and then a little notch there. And one more on this side. Yeah, I do love a good pizza box. All right, straight. And I feel like I'm not getting the cleanest cuts here for you, but you get the idea. All right, come in at an angle, and then straight and angle. I'm missing one. There we go. And then last one, straight. And I'm cutting, let me see how close I can get. The actual score marks that it made, I'm cutting on one side of it and then the other. I used to cut that score mark out, just make them both straight. But then I realized over the years, angling these pieces, it does make it a little easier for assembly. It gives you a little more wiggle room. Oops. All right, so now we just fold everything up. Give it all a crease. Now, you could stamp some all over this box, decorate the box, but it's such a smallish box, and the piece that we stamped already covers like the entire top of it. So I felt like that was overkill to stamp the box too. But in some cases you may want to do that. All right, now I would normally use sticky strip. But when I made this one, I used glue, and that's what we're gonna go with because sticky strip, I'm not feeling it today. Okay, so these should come up and meet good. So we're gonna put glue on these tabs, and I'm gonna do 2 at a time just so I can hold it here in place. And because you do have to hold it for a sec. All right, so that's gonna come up here. And that edge comes right up. All right, let me get this one going. So this is straight, and we want it to go right to the edge there. All right, now I'm gonna pinch these. Oops. All right, now's the part where I just have to hold it for a minute or so. Gail, you're back. You were here. All right. Let me push that down a little bit, and then I can get a slurp of coffee too. Yeah, you can make a pizza box, I mean, as big as, your only limitation is the size of your paper, which either 8.5 by 11 or 12 by 12. Okay, now these pieces, so now these flaps, I'm gonna put glue on these, and then they're gonna come up and get glued in here, okay? So, oops, I already took that cap off. This can get messy. I already feel like I have glue on my finger. This might be why I normally use sticky strip. So see how I folded that in, and I'm not crossing over this edge. I'm just gonna hold it there for a sec. Maybe 10 seconds or so. And then I will do the same thing on the other one, although it's already pretty much there. See how I'm getting close right up to the edge? Okay. One more sec while this glue sits. Yeah, I figured having to put all that sticky strip on those flaps, that would be, you know how it's been driving me nuts lately. All right, our last ones. That looks like it got a little bit crooked. Let me push that over. All right, and again with that crooked, like I didn't bone folder it right. All right, and I think, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. See, it's always something. And I do have to wipe that off because that will drive me nuts. We can all laugh about this later. Where they say the devil's in the room, like when something lands like that. sticky. Actually, I'm glad this is almost through because that's going to bother me. All right, I'm bringing these up. And then up on the sides. All right. It is kind of tricky trying to hold these both at the same time. Normally, I would just do one at a time, but I'm trying to save time so I don't run over like entirely long. All right, that seems to be holding. So this is our pizza box. It's going to fit like that. Neat. But we do need a little hole here so we can get our finger in there. And any hole punch you have will do. Actually, I'm going to hold these. I just happen to have a 1-inch hole punch here on my desk, so I'm going to use that. But you could use 3/4 or 1/2 inch. And this is really old. So just poke it up like, meh. Just a little piece. Because we just want, you know, room for your fingernail to get in there. Now, you could put crinkle paper or tissue paper or whatever. You are laughing about it now, Sue. But I am putting my little Bath and Body Works thing in there. Now, here is the deal for, so for my Hostess Code, I bought 2 packs of these and I only used 2 of them. So for the first 8 orders for this month, you're going to get one of these in with your make and take kit. One of these little vanilla coconut things, and they smell good. And I've already got 3, so I've got 5 left. So the next 5 are going to get one. And it's going to fit in there. And I'm going to give this to somebody, so I'm just going to leave it in there. That's what I realized before I started this. I was wanting to peel this off, like slide this whole ribbon off to show you. But I forgot I attached this right over the ribbon, so I will have to untie that. Yeah. Yeah, Gail, everyone should be laughing about that. It is. It's still sticky, even though I wiped it off. I might have to go at it with some alcohol, but it is almost done. So, anywho. All right, so this is in here. And I'm using up, this is Calypso Coral, like satin ribbon from last year, but hello, it's perfect. So you're going to get some of this. And I go a little overboard. Like when I give you ribbon for your make and take kits, I give you plenty to work with. So in case you have a little whoopsie tying it, or you know, just tying a knot. Sometimes people just don't cut enough ribbon off, and it's hard to tie anything if you don't have enough to work with. All right, so I'm going to hang this off on the side and just pull it tight. Hold that with that finger. Flip these over. Okay, that's that. I'm going to do that and that. Now hopefully our piece is ready to go. Yep, looks dry. So let's add some tape. And we're going to stick him right on there. Nice. Get rid of that ribbon. And then I believe I had black dimensionals out. And it's probably the case where they're right in front of my face. All right, let's just go and use these. And actually, I'm going to use some of these side bits. One there, one there. No, here. And some more. Actually, that'll be good enough. That is more than plenty. Hi, Deborah. Hey, Peggy. Okay, so I'm just finishing up project number 2. And if you missed it, there are I already tied it up. There's a little mini Anti-Bac in here. And that's why I said the first 8 people that place their orders are going to get one. And Peggy, you're already one of them because you did yours yesterday. So it's a little coconut flavored Anti-Bac personal thing. And the measurements will be, I'm going to put them on my YouTube and my blog later. But this is a little pizza box. It was made out of just a half a sheet of cardstock. 5.5 by 8.5. Okay, so that's that. I feel like I want to mess with that. And then we got to add some of the gems that are this month's Dealy Bob. So this time I wanted some of the darker ones. So the Calypso Coral. I want a big one. I'm gonna put that right over there. It doesn't want to come off my thing. And then a little Coastal Cabana, little one right in the water, and then a mango, but you'll see it looks fine against the yellow. So that's that. I love it. I love these sequins. Why does it look like there's something, and I don't have my fingernails, I cut them the other day. Oh, there was some little plastic coating there. Okay. Interesting. I didn't notice that on any of the other ones. Okay. So that's that. So let me put these in here. That was number 2. All right. Oh, and you know what? I meant to remind everybody after my first one to check my Well Done class. I've got it posted, an event on my Facebook group, and then I've also got it on my blog. And right now it's on my classes page, and there's a picture of the Well Done thing. So you click on that picture, and then it takes you to all the details. So I need one more coffee. And then move my notes up so I can read them. Oh, the other big news this week was the new website. So, so far, nobody's really had any problems, as far as I've heard. If you have any different experience, please let me know. But so far, so good. It supposedly has better images, bigger pictures, more clear pictures. It's supposed to be easier to navigate for shopping. We're supposed to be able to sort and do different things. So just, you know, check it out. Okay, third one. Let's see. I'm going to use these. Well, I did use these. I am using the Beautiful World set for this. I like this set. And this is the card we're going to do. So even though we didn't get to go anywhere, being as it's end of summer, I wanted to make, I thought this looked like a passport, and I think it's cute. Now this, I may not actually leave it on there for what I'm going to use it for. So I'm going to actually use this for a graduation card for my cousin's son, graduated high school. So I think I'm going to use, you know, stamp some little different stuff on these papers. But how cute is this? You make it like a little passport. This is just regular copy paper that I cut down. And then it's stapled on the very edge. And I will tell you, I had to trim this down some so that it would fit in my stapler. And you may have that problem too. It depends on your stapler. This one, this is what I'm using. That goes pretty far back. You know, I think people have staples that are like maybe 12 inches so you could get in the middle of a paper, like a scrapbook page or something. I don't know. All right. So I thought this was cute. Now I only embossed this layer on the first one. I left the back blank. But you could certainly give the back the same treatment. All right, so let's do it. Now we're gonna do some embossing. So need Versamark and the embossing buddy. So this piece, let me measure it. Oh wait, that's the one that I'm gonna show you later. I think I had to trim it down. So this one is trimmed down to 4. Yep. 4 by, looks like an 1/8 less, or a 1/16 less than 5.5. I will have to measure those for sure and write them down. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the gold embossing first and then run it through the embossing folder. So, and then can you see how close, or wait, am I getting that in the right spot? So then when you emboss it after, dry emboss it after you gold emboss it, all the little lumps come up in here too. And I really just think that looks like a better, you know, more realistic passport folder. Okay, so embossing buddy, we're gonna give our world. And I should have looked at my real passport to see what's on the front of that. But I thought the globe would be good, why not? And my idea of this being to use it as a graduation card is like, you know, adventure awaits, like, you know, you're out of high school. Now you're on to bigger and better things. Go see the world, even though you can't go anywhere. Where did my, here we go. Gold embossing powder. And like I said, I like to hit this a couple times, at least twice. Perfect. That didn't stick or anything. And then I'm going to, should have done this at the same time, but the greeting, stamp this on a little scrap of, and now this is Night of Navy. I forgot to mention that. Adventure awaits. Okay, and then the same with the embossing. All right, now I'm going to cook this real quick, but I am going to, I did pre-do some parts of this, so we're going to go to that because I just realized it's like I'm 45 minutes in and I didn't want to keep you here forever, but I do want to cook these, so hold please. Okay. Now, same as normal, once you emboss it, you don't want to stick your finger or handle this right away because it is still hot and it will melt, you know, your finger will get right stuck in it. So I'm going to set these off to the side because I already pre-cut this using the, again, the Tasteful Labels dies. I went with this guy right here. I seem to be using this one a lot, this one, and this one. So I'm going to get to use more of them as we go. Put that away. All right, now this piece, so this is our embossed piece. After I gold embossed it, I ran it through with the Tasteful Textiles folder, and that gives it this woven-y look. All right, now for our papers. So I've already scored this in half. And I want to round the corners of this. And just these two. And then all of the corners for the base of our card. Now these papers, the copy paper, get these little bits out of the way. Now you could make, you could put more sheets in yours that you know, whatever you want. However many pages you want yours to have. I just did 2. And like I said, regular like printer paper. So I trimmed this so that it would be, you know, like shorter. See how much of an edge I've got? All right, and we do want to staple these in before I attach the cover. So I'm just doing this by hand. Okay, and then I will give it a nice crisp fold. Now I held this in by hand. See, that's going to fold up like that. But I want to staple it in there. So I've got that, and then after I staple it, I'll come back in around those corners. Now it just so happens that my stapler is hitting it right at the fold. Like I had to trim my paper down just a wee bit. Your stapler, you may have different results. Okay? Neat. So, I mean, that really does make me think of a regular passport book. I like it. Now let's get in here and round these corners so everything's all the same. Ugh. And you could even use this as like part of your journal or something. Hey Lori, you are here. You missed, I showed your card that you made. Yeah, no polish this week. I had to take it off because we're going to have a stamp club meeting on Saturday, and one of the girls wants me to show her how I put them on. So I had to clean them off, and actually I had to cut them last week too. So anyway, all right, so here we are with this. We've got our cover ready to go, and I'm going to use glue because, you know, once I emboss something, I really do like to use the liquid glue. All right, we're going to put that here. And it is hard to tell, to move this around and make sure I'm getting it centered right, because with it being so dark, navy on navy, that looks good enough. Okay. Yeah, girl, go back and watch it from the beginning. So in the beginning, that's when I usually show any swaps, and then we get to it. All right, I'm just holding this down for a sec. But yeah, like I'm saying, you can have this and like have it tucked in a little book or something. And then with, you know, like I said, you could put as many pages as you want in. I just did the 2. And you can write in them. And I love it. So I would put this up with dimensionals. That's what I did on the original. This one, I think I'm going to leave it off though. So that's that. Cute little passport card. And if you had any like travel stamps, you could stamp all the pages. You could really, it could be a whole big thing. Okay. All right. Now, next announcement before I start our last project. Last weekend I played bingo, stamping bingo, with another demonstrator friend of mine, and it was a lot of fun. It was real bingo, like we had paper bingo cards that she mailed us, and then there was 4 make and takes, so we played some bingo, and she's got cards, so I'd have to get them from, no, Lori, I didn't show the T-Rex stamps, I showed the other thing. Sorry. So we had, there's a deck of cards that are the bingo numbers. And so you just shuffle them and, you know, pull them up, and everybody plays bingo in different ways. Like we did regular, you know, line, straight line bingo. We did postage stamp. We did some shapes. So it was different fun games. And then the last one was like a coverall. So we played 3 games, then we stamped our cards together, and they were very easy cards. Like all you need is a greeting. So all the pieces are pre-cut, you know, you get with your bingo cards, you get your make and take kits. And it's basically a lot of punched out stuff, designer papers, and they made really cute cards. So we did those, and we played 3 more games, and then we did the final bingo. The prizes were amazing. They're totally dependent on the number of people though. So she had like 35 people. So our prizes were like bundles, like sweets and bundles, like a lot of money. So that will be all dependent, but I'm thinking it would be fun. I want to see if we can play that in September. I got to figure out a date and get all the details, but be watching for that. I'm thinking probably a Sunday afternoon. And it took us like 2.5 hours for all this. So it was fun, and it was I was anxious the whole time because I was, you know, I'm just one away. I almost won twice, but no bananas. But it was still a good time. So I think you guys will really like that. It's all just dependent, like, you know, if we can get enough people. Hi, Ann. Yeah, Lori, virtual. So I'd have to sign up for Zoom. We did it on Zoom, and I'd have to get the Zoom thing worked out and get a membership for that. But yeah, it totally worked out. Everybody was online. The only thing is she had to remind us we all had to mute ourselves because background noise and, you know, people shuffling around or, you know, kids yelling, dogs barking, all that stuff. So we had to keep ourselves muted, and then when we were one away, we would unmute ourselves and say, you know, something like, give me hope, or I'm one away. And it was fun. Yeah. I think we should try it. So that's that. I want to do that in September and probably have like all holiday stuff as the prizes. But that would be, you know, it's all dependent on the number of players we get. So more info to come on that. All the details. So let's see. Ooh, 10 minutes. All right, one more thing. This I saved the best for last, I thought. Well, it's hard to choose. I like the pizza box. I always like my 3D things, but this I saw this the other day and I did not know how they do that. And I found it is very difficult to Google for something when you don't know what it's called. So these, I mean, can you tell this is like rays of light? It's like sunlight coming down through the top of the water. It's totally cool. Well, I was Googling for the wrong stuff, and I swear to God, it took me like 15 minutes, and it should not take that long. But apparently these are called sunbeams, underwater sunbeams. So this is our final project. Now, I used shimmery white cardstock. I don't know if you can see the shimmer, but it's got an overall shimmer to it. And I did sponge some stuff because that's the boring part. So what we're gonna do really is sponge a bunch of colors over the shimmery white, and then we will make our sunbeams, and then we will stamp our guys and all our pieces, okay? So let me, now this is shimmery white too, because it was left over from when I cut it. So that's what we're gonna stamp the greening on. All right, let me put some stuff away. Get it out. So I already started, I sponged with Coastal Cabana. And then I want to come in with some Bermuda Bay, which I thought I had left my sponge somewhere. Is it this one? No, that's Just Jade. Misty Moonlight, maybe it's this one. Yep, okay, shoo. Now, I'm sorry if it's gonna shake a little bit, but that will settle down. So you can make your underwater, you know, as dark as you want. You maybe want to put some purples in here, but we're just sponging all over. Now, I did this, like I said, with shimmery white. Watercolor paper would be another good choice, and that would hold up to more water, because you will see there are actually two ways you can get the sunbeam. You can either sponge on white, or you can take some water to it, and the water lifts the color. And that's the way I did it. But I caution you, if you're using this shimmery white, too much water and you'll start to get it pilled up. So that is just a personal choice, and you should probably try both. All right, that, I think I like that. Then I came in with some Just Jade to give it some green, more green tones. And that was like right in here. And this water kind of reminds me too of the Atlantic. So we don't have nice crystal clear water on this coast. It's kind of murky and kind of gross looking sometimes, but that's, you get what you get. It's still home, right? All right, now I finished with some Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to do this around all the edges. And I'm not going to worry too much about, you know, this is helter skelter. This is just sponging, but I do want all the edges in this color. Just kind of give it a frame. But yeah, you could use different colors, and you could use the same technique to make sunshine. Like you could do yellows or blues or, you know, whatever. Okay, I think this is good enough for my purposes today. Okay, inky hands, ugh. Okay, now to get the streaks, all the tutorials I found they masked it. I didn't have time for all that. So I just used a ruler. Now theirs were like very delineated lines, like regular sunbeams, but I kind of like this, that it was softer and not quite as liney. So what you need, paper towel, or like a wet one or something, a wet wipe, paper towel, and water. And like I said, don't go crazy with the water or the pressure. All right, that is probably a lot. So I just held this up and folded it in half so it's water right here. And we're just gonna do this. Oh look, and then we can see how my printer is not waterproof. I used the wrong one. So now you can't really tell, but you will when I dry it. This is pulling up some of the color. Okay, and then one more. Now this is just to give you the idea. I'm gonna go all the way down for this one. So it doesn't look like much, but wait, because there is more. I'm gonna hit it with the heater and dry it. And that's when we should see some change. Because see all this color that it pulled up? Now this is a little wet too because of sponging so much ink on it. I thought I had that on Do Not Disturb. Oh my God, and that messed up my video. Jeez. Hold please. I had both of these things set on Do Not Disturb. Did that mess up my video? Okay. Oh, now I see that a bunch of more comments came in. All right, now, so that phone call has messed up my whole thing. So much for having the Do Not Disturb set, right? All right, well, I hope you guys can still see. I hope I'm still filming because it's not showing up on my thing. All right, so here, I want to get some more with that. So I want to fold over and get a new, let's see, let's get this wet some more. I'm just gonna hold it up there. All right, and I'm gonna try to heat it again. Can still see, thanks Nanette. Okay, I'm gonna heat this again. All right, so see that came out lighter for sure. So very cool. And now we're just going to stamp our sea life guys on here. Now I started with the whale because he was the biggest, and I did him in Misty Moonlight. Let me get this out of the way. That is really kind of ticking me off that I specifically clicked the Do Not Disturb on my phone. Plus, it was my doctor's office, and I knew they'd be calling back, and I told them to call the house, not my cell phone. Why don't they listen? Ah. All right, I'm going to put this down here. Cute. Oh, I got my finger right in it. I'm going to have, actually, that greeting is going to cover that up. All right, we're not done with this. We're going to use turtle, little turtle guy in the Just Jade, and I am using most of the same colors. So I'm going to put that up there, and you can build your scene, you know, however, whatever you want to put in it. I wish I had a little crab though, because that is very Marylandish. All right, let me, where did the jellyfish go? Oh, right here. So I'm going to add him in the Bermuda Bay. Cute. All right, and then I'm going to add some seaweed, sea leaves, whatever. And I'm going to do those, the big ones in the Just Jade. And let's go right there. And another one. And then I'm going to add some little ones in the Misty Moonlight. And this is just for, you know, making a background or the bottom of the ocean. Neat. And then I had some coral. So let's put some of this in here. And we will use Calypso Coral. And I just did 2 of them. Pretty cool. It needs to sit for a minute. Now we will do the greeting, and this is the cool part where I said, oh, there's a new punch coming. So in the holiday catalog, well, in the regular catalog, there's that lovely punch, lovely pick-a-punch. In the holiday catalog, it's this one, same idea. There's 2 punches. One does the V, one does the opposite of the V. And I wrote on the back of them the sizes that you can put in. 1 inch, 3/4 inch, and a 1/2 inch. So I punched this first and then did the stamping. So see these tracks? This first one is the 1/2 inch. Then these next set, that's the 3/4 inch. And then the 1 inch covers the whole thing. So I did 3/4 inch. So see, that's gonna slide all the way back. Cool. And actually I can do this side too, because I'm going to cut that off anyway, just to show you. But this is like the flag. I can't tell if that's, yeah. So see? Very neat. So I'm going to use this side. This is what I'm saying. I'm going to get a lot of use out of this because I like these flag ends and the opposite. All right, so we're going to do Thanks a Ton in Misty Moonlight. I feel like I just had that. I hope that's straight-ish. Okay. Now this is dry enough. So see, I'm not worrying about this whoopsie because this part is going to cover right over it. But how cool is this with the sunlight? And this will, as it dries more, it's going to be a little more pronounced. So I'm going to take this. And I've got, this is just a layer of Whisper White. I feel like I gotta concentrate now. Okay. And then our Misty Moonlight card base. This is just regular 8.5 by 5.5. And this piece I did for the inside. So I like to do that when the card base is dark, so you can write on the inside. Put that in there. That there. And I'm actually going to glue this on, but first I want to hang this over and just give it a little trim. Okay. Normally I would put that in the cutter and trim it, but I don't feel like getting that out right now. So, all right, glue. And I'm popping up the greeting. That's why I didn't really want to pop this layer up. You know, you could do it all, but I'm just doing this bit. All right, and I need dimensionals, which I will do one-handed for today's trick after the glue incident. All right. Okay, cover this up. And I ran it all the way to the edge of this white. So there. And then finished again with these Artistry Blooms rhinestones that I'm in love with. So I think I used a tiny, small one up here. And maybe another small Calypso one here. I know I used some pink ones too. Let's do that down there. Big one does not want to come off of my, man, that's stuck. All right, and then we'll do a mango, big one over here, and then a big blue one. Neat. And I know you can't really appreciate how shimmery this is. I don't know if it's showing, but you could also like give it a little spritz if you had some shimmer spray or something from a long time ago. But I like it. So those are our projects today for our August workshop. Let me get this out of the way. And I just saw Gloria. What would the measurements be for a much larger box? That you would have to do the math and see. So let me bring back my pattern. This is a basic design of it. These lines, these 3 lines, and these lines have to be the same measurement. And then these have to be the same. So see, 2 3/8, 2 3/8. This can be something different, the width. So it's just, it's a formula that this is what I use. I sketch it out and then I put in the numbers. And you're really only limited to how big your piece of paper is. So, and I can't really give you exact measurements, but you could make a bigger box. So let me bring in all our projects. So we've got that, I really like that, the sunbeam. Got this, and where did I put those boxes? Oh, right here. So is that showing up because my screen died after that phone call? So that's it. So thanks for coming, you guys. And I am going to put out some more information about a bingo because I really think that would be a lot of fun. Everybody, we all loved it. So more information to come on that. So that's it. Thank you. And I will see you next week. Bye.